My beloved child, listen carefully. What you are about to hear is not ordinary. This message reached you for a reason. Out of millions of people scrolling without thinking, your eyes stopped here. That was not an accident. Before this message ends, you will begin to understand why someone in your life has been acting distant, confused, and quiet, yet unable to fully walk away from you. Do not skip anything. Stay with every word, because something important is waiting for you. There is a person in your life, a very specific person. They love you more deeply than you realize right now. When everything around them becomes quiet, their thoughts return to you. They replay your words again and again. They look for signs from you, even when they pretend not to care. But there is one thing holding them back. One thing they are struggling to accept. It is connected to your appearance in some way. Before your thoughts turn negative, listen carefully. The truth is deeper than what it seems at first. This is not about perfection. This is not about beauty standards. This is not about what the world tells you that you should be. This is about something emotional, something hidden beneath the surface. If you have ever felt like someone pulled away because of how you look, hold that thought, because the truth may surprise you. The very thing they struggle with is the same thing that is making them fall for you more every day. Yes, that is the truth. Do not rush past this moment. What comes next may change how you see yourself forever. This person notices things about you that others do not. When others see your smile, they notice the sadness behind it. When others hear your laughter, they hear the tiredness underneath it. When others glance at your appearance and move on, this person studies every detail like it means something important. And that scares them. Loving you feels dangerous to them. You carry a presence that reveals emotions in people without trying. You make others face truths they have been avoiding for a long time. The thing they struggle with is not really physical. It is what your appearance reveals about you. Maybe it is the tiredness in your eyes that shows everything you have been through. Maybe it is the strength you carry while hiding your pain. Maybe it is the quiet insecurity you think no one sees. But they saw it. They saw everything. And it shook them. They were not prepared for someone like you. They were used to simple connections, easy conversations, and predictable emotions. Then you appeared, and everything became different. There are moments when they look at your photos longer than they should. Not because they are judging you, but because they are trying to understand why you make them feel so deeply. Part of them wants to come closer to you. Another part wants to protect themselves, because your presence feels real, honest, vulnerable. And real things can be frightening to people who have spent their lives hiding. Listen carefully now. The thing they struggle to accept is not your imperfections. It is your realness. You are genuine in a world that often feels fake, and that is rare. In a world full of filters, pretending, and surface-level connections, your appearance shows truth, and truth forces people to face themselves. That is why this connection feels intense. That is why they come close, then suddenly pull away. That is why their energy changes without warning. Every time they look at you, something inside them shifts, and they cannot control it. One day, very soon, they will stop fighting these feelings. Slowly, quietly, their walls are starting to break. But before that happens, something unexpected will take place. A small moment, maybe a conversation, a look, or even silence. Something that seems simple on the outside, but powerful inside. That moment will change everything. You will finally understand why they acted the way they did. Because deep down, they were afraid. Afraid that loving you would expose their own insecurities. Afraid that your honesty would reveal their past wounds. Afraid that someone like you could truly see them. This person remembers details about you that even you forgot. The way your face changes when you try not to cry. The way you avoid eye contact when you feel hurt. The way your expression softens when someone understands you. These small details stay in their mind constantly, and it makes them feel powerless. They wanted control, but love does not ask for permission. It enters quietly and changes everything. Now they are caught between holding back and moving closer. Here is something important. The thing they struggle with about your appearance is connected to something in their past. You remind them of emotions they buried long ago. Not because you did anything wrong, but because your presence brings those feelings back. That is why they sometimes go silent. That is why they seem overwhelmed. It is not rejection. It is fear mixed with something real. And when they finally accept this truth, everything will change. Their silence will change. Their energy will change. Their actions will change. Because deep inside, they already know they cannot replace you. No one else feels like you. No one else reaches them the way you do. No one else makes them feel seen. Even now, their heart is choosing you, even if they are not ready to admit it. You have spent too long questioning yourself, too long thinking your appearance makes you less worthy of love. But real love does not begin with perfection. It begins with truth. And this person sees something true in you, something rare, something unforgettable. That is why they keep coming back emotionally, even when they try to stay away physically. Because your presence stays with them. Even in silence, even in distance, even in denial. And right now, something is changing. Their resistance is getting weaker. Their feelings are growing stronger. Soon, they will have to decide. To keep hiding or to finally accept what they feel. That they love you, not despite what makes you different, but because of it. There is something they have never said out loud, something they hide every time they look at you. Around others, they seem calm and controlled. But around you, everything changes. Their emotions become stronger, their thoughts become louder. And it all begins with one detail about you that they cannot stop thinking about. Not because it pushes them away, but because it pulls them in too deeply. Every time they see you, they notice something new. The softness in your expression, the strength you carry quietly, the emotions you do not say out loud. And it affects them deeply. There are times when they try to move on. They distract themselves, they stay busy, they talk to others. But nothing replaces the way they feel about you. Because what they feel is not ordinary. It is something deeper, something real. And no matter how much they try to ignore it, it keeps coming back, stronger each time. Soon, they will stop running, and when they do, everything will become clear. For them, and for you. But somehow, no matter what they do, every path leads them back to you again. They try to move forward. They try to distract themselves. They try to convince their mind that this connection is not real. But something inside them refuses to let go. Why does this keep happening? It happens because your appearance carries a feeling they cannot replace. It is not about perfection. It is not about fantasy. It is something real, something honest, something that feels alive. And real love is rare. What truly scares people is not rejection, it is not distance, it is not silence. What scares them the most is finding someone who reaches their soul deeply. That is what happened when they met you. Your presence touched parts of them they believed nobody would ever understand. Parts they kept hidden for years, parts they tried to forget. And now, they cannot escape it. Stay with this message. Something important is still coming. This person remembers the exact moment they first truly noticed you. You may have thought it was just another ordinary day. You may not even remember it clearly, but for them, everything changed in that moment. There was something in your appearance that felt familiar to their heart. A quiet sadness, a gentle strength, a calm presence. And without warning, their heart became attached to you. That is why they look at you differently. That is why their eyes hesitate sometimes. That is why their energy shifts when you are near. Because you awaken emotions they buried long ago. Listen carefully now. The thing they struggle to accept is directly connected to how deeply they already care about you. If they did not love you, none of this would feel so intense. None of this would affect them every single day. But it does, and they are trying to hide it. Sometimes they pull away because your presence feels too emotional for them to handle. Not beauty in a simple way, but emotional beauty. The kind that cannot be explained easily. The kind that stays in their mind late at night. The kind that returns in silence. The kind that changes people. Stay until the end. What comes next may surprise you. Very soon, this person will begin to reveal their emotions. Not in a direct way at first. It may come through small actions, a message, a look, a quiet moment of honesty. But when it happens, you will understand something clearly. They were never judging you. They were struggling with their own feelings. They were protecting themselves from becoming too open, too vulnerable. Because deep inside, they already know you are different. And once someone realizes that, there is no easy way back. This person also worries about you in ways they never say out loud. They notice how hard you are on yourself. They notice your insecurities, even when you hide them. They see the moments when you pull back because you fear being misunderstood. And every time they notice these things, their feelings grow stronger. Because your imperfections make you human, and your humanity makes you unforgettable. Do not skip this part. The truth is getting closer. Late at night, when everything is quiet, this person thinks about one question again and again. They wonder what would happen if they lost you. That thought stays with them more than they admit. Because even with all their confusion, all their fear, all their hesitation, their heart has already chosen you. That is why your presence affects them so deeply. Not because something is wrong, but because something is real. You remind them that love is not about being perfect. It is about feeling understood. And you make them feel understood in ways no one else ever has. This connection is not ending in distance. The silence you feel is not permanent. The confusion is not permanent either. Something is changing. A turning point is coming. Soon, they will stop pretending that they are not affected by you. They will stop hiding behind emotional walls. They will stop running. Because some people enter your life for a short time, but others become part of your soul. And whether they admit it now or later, you have already become unforgettable to them. They cannot escape it anymore. You were not meant to hear this truth so soon, but the signs have become too clear to ignore. There is someone who watches your silence more closely than your words. Someone who appears distant, but is becoming more attached every day. And now, the reason behind their behavior is slowly coming to the surface. Stay with this. This person has tried to control their feelings. They told themselves it was temporary. They convinced themselves they were imagining everything. They tried to think logically instead of emotionally. But every time they see you, everything falls apart again. Because there is something about your appearance they cannot ignore. Not because it pushes them away, but because it pulls them in too deeply. And the truth is, they are afraid. They are afraid that if they fully accept how much you affect them, they will never be able to let you go. That is what they have been hiding. Every time you enter a space, they feel the change immediately. Their attention shifts without effort. Their eyes search for you without thinking. Their emotions react before they can stop them. And the hardest part for them is knowing that you may not even realize any of this. You see calmness on the outside, but inside, there is emotional chaos. Listen carefully. This part matters. The feature they struggle with is connected to vulnerability. Maybe it is the softness in your eyes. Maybe it is the quiet tiredness you carry. Maybe it is the sadness behind your smile. Whatever it is, it makes them feel protective toward you, and that feeling scares them. Because caring deeply also means risking pain. That is why they sometimes become distant. Not because their feelings disappeared, but because their feelings became too strong. There are nights when they replay moments with you in their mind. Not big moments, but small ones. The way you looked away while thinking. The way your expression changed for a second. The way your face showed emotions your words never said. Those moments stayed with them, and they cannot forget them. Because your presence speaks emotional truths without words, and they feel every one of them. That is why this is difficult for them. They were used to temporary connections, temporary attention, temporary feelings. Then you came into their life with something real. And now they do not know how to protect themselves anymore. You are getting close to the deepest truth. This person compares others to you without meaning to. They try to move on. They try to talk to others. But something always feels missing. Because no one else carries your presence. No one else makes silence feel meaningful. No one else leaves such a strong impact just by being there. And they know this. They cannot ignore it anymore. Here is the truth they are slowly realizing. The thing they struggled to accept about your appearance is the same thing that makes them trust you. Your imperfections make you feel real to them. Your emotions make you comforting. Your honesty makes you unforgettable. In a world where many people pretend to be perfect, you feel genuine. You feel safe. That is why they keep coming back emotionally, even when they try to create distance physically, because their soul feels calm around you. And now, something is about to change. They are reaching a point where hiding their feelings is becoming harder than expressing them. You will begin to notice signs. Their behavior will shift. Their attention toward you will grow stronger. Their emotional walls will slowly fall. And when they finally open up, everything will make sense. You will understand every confusing moment. Why they looked at you for too long. Why they became quiet without explanation. Why their energy felt intense around you. Why they kept coming back, even when distance existed. It was always love. Not simple attraction, not something temporary. Something deeper, something real. And now, they are reaching a point where they can no longer hide it. This story is not ending in confusion. It is not ending in distance. It is moving toward clarity, toward truth, toward a moment where they stop fighting what they already feel, because you have become important to them in a way no one else ever has. And once someone reaches that level of connection, nothing stays the same. Some people enter your life quietly, but they leave a permanent mark on your soul. And whether they admit it today, tomorrow, or later, one truth has already settled inside them. Loving you has changed them completely. And they know it.